What up, man? What up? It's today in LA. Your boy Emerald Amigo, man. I had to come and react to this quick little clip real quick because, man, this is like the biggest tip I try to give people. It's the biggest um, motto for me. It's one of the things I live by, man. You have to always remain a student of the game, dog. Like, you gotta always learn every day from everybody, from your mistakes. You can't be too big to learn, man. You'll be a fool out here. Once you, it bothers me when I'm around people who think that they know everything, or you can't tell them nothing, or you can't teach them nothing, man, because it's always something you can learn. Every day that you're alive, it's always something you can learn. So, man, let's see what my boy King Ray Ray got to say about this, man. Y'all make sure y'all go check his channel out, subscribe. But yeah, let's see what he got to say about this, man.
Stop trying to rush your way through overcoming things. If you've been dealing with something for 20 years, 25 years, don't you understand you're not going to overcome that thing in 5 months? It's a lifetime journey. Start looking at these things as a lifetime journey, because self-forgiveness, when you talk about transforming your regrets into lessons, man, you got to look at those things and you got to apply those lessons. You only feel bad when you don't learn the lessons or you don't apply the lessons.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And that's another key factor to it, man. You can learn everything in the world, but if you don't apply the lessons, man, it's just useless information in your head. And that's the worst thing, because it's hard to get sympathy or get forgiveness from someone else for that when you had the opportunity to do better and learn from your mistakes, but you just didn't do better because you had the information and you didn't apply it, you didn't use it. So once you make the decision to not apply the information that you are granted access to, man, there's no excuse at that point. You know what I mean? Especially if you are an adult, you got time before 18, and while you're growing and developing, and maybe before 21, before 25, you got time to keep fumbling over the things that you've already learned. But after that, if you continue to not apply the lessons that you learn, man, you're gonna start getting bad results, and no one's gonna be, not a person around you, not the Most High, nobody around you is going to be looking to really have sympathy or reach out to help you, because they know that you had the opportunity to learn lessons and apply those lessons, but you didn't. So keep that in mind, y'all.
And if you can't discern them, you can't learn them. If you don't learn them, you can't apply them. Life is a lesson learning experience. I was chopping it up with my partner, Mississippi Gino, just yesterday, man. And, we were having this discussion, man. And, we were just talking about how you have to be a student for life.
Exactly. Your whole lifetime is a lesson, man. You got to remain a student forever, man. All the things you think today, man, you're gonna wake up tomorrow and find out there's something else that you didn't know, and you gain that, and then you wake up the next day and you find out it's something else that you still didn't know. And that's just how life goes, man. You just got to keep learning, man. And my opinion is, the moment that you stop learning is the moment that you start dying. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? That's how I look at life, and I believe that eternal life is in the essence of non-stop learning. Like, the more you're learning, the more you're allowing your brain to grow, and your brain controls everything. Your brain controls the whole body. Your heart can be beating, but if your brain is dead, it doesn't matter. Your heart can stop beating, but you got time to be saved if your brain is still working. You see what I'm saying? So you can't ever stop learning, man. That's the most important thing. That's the foundation of life right there. You can never stop learning, man.
If you're not a student, you get to the point where you can't receive knowledge and information anymore. It's your job to be.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying when people say, I've heard it all, I know it all, there's nothing you can tell me, I've seen it all. I can't stand when people say those things, man, because at that point, they're opening themselves up to their downfall, you know what I mean? They're not allowing themselves to still have the power, the ability to adapt to new issues that they'll face in the future, because they feel like all of the issues they've overcome to this point is all that they need to make it through the rest of life. But the thing about it is, none of us know what's ahead of us. None of us know what obstacles we'll face in the future. So you're doing yourself a disservice if you think that you don't have to learn anymore. If you think that it stops after you get out of school, or after you make a certain amount of money, or, you know, after you build your dream life. If you think that you can stop learning at that point, then you just set the ceiling for yourself. You've reached the peak of the roller coaster, and now the only choice you have is to go down at this point. You can't go up anymore because you don't want to collect any more information, and there's going to be something that arises in your life that you don't have experience in, that you don't have lessons in. And if you're not willing to learn about it or learn new things, that'll be the very thing to take you out.
Student. You have to be. My girl is a teacher, but she's also a student. She teaches kids, and she learns from me.
And that's right, man. You can also teach, you know, just because you became teacher to whoever it is that you give game to, whoever it is you teaching, doesn't mean that you have to stop learning. You know what I mean? I can give you guys game on this channel all day. My boy B.O. Way, he give me game, but he's still learning from people. You know, I give you guys game, I'm still learning from him and other people. You know what I mean? You can do them both at the same time. Only thing you don't want to do is cut off the learning part. Even if you decide not to teach right now, that's fine. Your time will come when you will be called to be a teacher. But if you stop learning, you can't do either one, because you start teaching and you stop learning. Eventually, all of the information that you're teaching is going to drain out of your brain. And next thing you know, you're going to turn back into that person who hadn't learned any of those lessons at all, because you're not constantly exercising that muscle of learning. So even all of the things that you did learn in the past, you're going to start doing things that make it seem like you never learned those lessons in the first place, even though you taught somebody else those lessons. You can believe me if you want, but trust me, that's how it works, man.
And she learns from her elders.
Learn from your elders, man. I don't understand why people do not understand that concept. You got people who've been living 2 times, 3 times as long as you, and you think they're too boring to go ask questions, or they're long-winded and you don't want to get involved in those conversations. But what else are you doing with your time to where you can't take out an hour or 2 or 30 minutes or 15 minutes to speak to somebody who got way more wisdom than you? Even if they didn't apply all of the wisdom to their lives, they still have seen way more than you've seen. They've still been around way more than you've been around. You can always learn, even from a fool on the corner. You can learn from them. Up to the president of the United States, you can learn from them. It doesn't matter, man. There's always a lesson to be learned in every aspect of life. So learning from your elders is one of the greatest gifts in the world that we take for granted, that we don't take advantage of. And I strongly suggest you to pick the brain of any elder that you come around if you find yourself having any amount of time in their presence. You know what I mean? Because that vault of information will be gone from the earth sooner than later. So while you still have a chance to access that, man, you got to tap in, dog. It could put you so far ahead of everybody around you if you humble yourself and realize that, hey, that's a golden resource over there. Let me go see what they can offer me. That's why every time I meet an older person, the first question I ask, after we do our, hey, how you doing, and my name is this or that, or after we do our formalities, the first question I ask is, if you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be? And they put me on that game, man, and I've got it from so many people who are twice my age, 3 times my age. I've done that with so many people, man, and I got so much game up here due to that, man. And I suggest y'all do the same thing.
No matter where you are in a learning phase of life, because you have to learn. Not only do you have to continue to grow and learn your new self and apply your new self to the world every day, you got to continue to try to figure out your old self.
And that's that on that, man. You can't stop learning because you have mistakes you made in the past that you have to unlearn and relearn in order to live correctly in the future. And then you also have mistakes that you're making right now that you have to unlearn and relearn to execute better in the future. And as long as you're living, that never stops, man. You got to keep that going. So, hey, man, that's a little quick game I wanted to come give y'all. My boy was spitting in this video, so, I had to come react to this. So I'm going to constantly keep bringing y'all the game, man. And if you digging what you hear, just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. And keep tuning in because I'm going to keep dropping it. I'm going to keep it coming. This has been Today in LA. I'm going to holler at y'all in a minute. Yes, sir.